In this episode of The Oval, Barry has a ruthless encounter. Let's talk about it, y'all. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to KRSTV. This is your boy, Kenny. Now, remember, subscribe to my channel, and click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow all the information I have in the description box as well as the comment section. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. Now, before I get started with this review, let me send a special shout out to Metro Health DC. If you are in the DMV area and you're looking for quality healthcare, reach out to Metro Health DC today. The number is in the description box as well as the comment section, and there's also a form where if you click that link, you can go and fill out the form with your information, and someone from the outreach team will be in touch with you. Also, let me send a shout out to GMHC, which is Gay Men's Health Collaborative. If you are in the DMV area and would like to get tested for HIV, reach out to the GMHC crew for a home testing kit. You can have the kit mailed to you, or you can call and make a same-day appointment and come to our location and, at the GMHC crew to pick one up. And if you're also interested in PrEP, which is HIV prevention medication, reach out to the GMHC crew for that as well. Also, if you're a fan of your boy in KRSTV, reach out, check and want to become one of my Black Diamonds. I'm sorry, it's late, y'all. If you're a fan of your boy KRSTV and would like to become one of my Black Diamonds, subscribe to my Patreon today. Black Diamonds, because in darkness we still shine. For $5 a month, you get all of my YouTube content as well as videos specifically for my Black Diamonds. And those videos, some of those videos I will share on YouTube just to give people an idea of what the Black Diamonds is all about. Also, let me send a shout out to my sponsor, BK World, my YouTube partner, BK WorldTube, which is the Black Netflix. You get shows like this one, The Oval, as well as Love and Hip Hop and The Haves and the Have-Nots, which is coming back in June, y'all. I can't wait. So, after you watch this review, click that link in the description box in the comment section to check out BK WorldTube. Now, this is The Oval Season 2, Episode 10, and the name of this episode is The Master, and I think there's a few more episodes before the mid-season finale of The Oval. But man, this was a good episode as well, and it's just like, wow, Tyler is really doing some good shit with The Oval this season. So, let me begin. The episode picked up when Nancy shows up at the date between Richard and Frida. And the tension was thick at that dinner table, honey. And Frida's like, well, I think I'm gonna leave. And like, that damn Richard kept trying to stop her from leaving. No, stay. I really want to make love to you. Don't leave me. Stay. And she's like, you know what? I don't know what sick shit you're on, Richard, but leave me out of it. I have more respect for you than that. She's like, I have more respect for you than this. And the thing about it, Frida and Nancy pretty much know each other really well, and they were kind of, they was kind of like, I see you, bitch, but they were cute with it. She's like, yeah, I know you after my husband, But we kind of saw that Frida, yeah, she in love with that man, but she's like, no, I've been after you for years and you would never cheat on your wife, and all of a sudden now you want to do this shit? Like, dude, I'm not going to be a pawn in your little game. So then pretty much, Frida leaves, which I think I have to say, hey, Frida actually does have some morals to her. So that was good to see. So then we see Richard and Nancy are at the table. Child, they still was going at it with it. And he's still asking who the father is, and she still won't tell him. And rightfully, we find out why she won't tell him, because she knows what Richard would do. We saw what Richard did when he went to the hood and he became like, everybody learns kung fu fighting, when he literally beat all of Picky's goons to save Gail. So she knows what her husband's capable of. So clearly the baby daddy's still alive. And also it's obviously somebody that Richard knows. And she doesn't want to open that can of worms, because she knows Richard is going to go the fuck off. And that's the reason why she's not telling. But boo-boo, you might as well come out with it, because you already opened up that can of worms when you confessed that Picky was your son, and all these years we thought he was your nephew. And she's still trying to plead like, I'm the woman you married. She's like, no, you a woman who lied to me all those years, and you still won't tell me who the daddy is. And she's like, I wish I never told you. Yeah, bitch, you should have kept your mouth shut, but you got in your feelings and you decided to shout it to the whole damn world, and now you can't take it back. So deal with it, Nancy, and cut the bullshit. And he's like, you already did, so why don't you just tell me who the daddy is? And she still ain't trying to tell him, so he gets so mad that he just gets up and leaves. Leaves her at the table. And it was real funny when she was going to order her a drink. He was like, no. And pretty much, she's like, oh yeah, I want a soda. And he was like, I ain't paying for that shit. And she was like, get me a soda. She's like, oh, so you got money now? What? The daddy gave you some money or something? I'm like, little do you know, she got money through Priscilla, out of Sam's account. But wait till that comes out. That's going to really be some shit. Because, Priscilla really on one right now. So then we see, Priscilla is trying to call Sam, and this is after she discovered Greg and Jean dead. The question is, who the fuck shot Greg and who's working with Kyle? Like, who the hell killed Greg? That's what I want to find out. Because from the looks of Greg seemed like, yeah, that he wasn't a bad guy. And that he really did love Jean, even though they were having issues in their relationship. But it came off that Greg was actually a good man. And yet they're trying to put him off as if like he was this, like he was evil or some shit. So pretty much, when Priscilla heard Jason talk all that shit, she knew that Jason was fucking lying, because she actually knew Greg. So she's completely, emotionally, broken after seeing Greg and Jean dead. And literally Greg, because she was just on the phone with Greg, and Greg was dead just like that. So who killed Greg? And I think in time we're going to find that out. So at the meantime, while she's trying to call Sam, we see Sam is at the White House with Victoria. He's going to be walking the grounds, and his phone is ringing off the hook. And pretty much she asks, is like, so how much is the yard, as far as the grounds? He says about a half a mile. And she's like, well, I hope you can catch up with me, Sam, because I'm really fast. I'm like, yeah, you are fast with your trifling ass up there trying to throw yourself on this married man and then trying to rub it in his white face. Victoria, you ain't shit. So let's move on. So then we go back. Dale discovers, so pretty much we see that Max beat the dog shit out of Kyle. Like, Kyle was fucked up. And then we see that, yeah, he beats the shit out of Kyle. And, you know, all of a sudden, you know, here it is. Max was about to kill Kyle, and Bobby intervenes. And I was like, good, because Max was intervening when Bobby was trying to go in there for Lily. So it seemed like both of y'all got y'all emotional ticks, and y'all ready to take a motherfucker out. You know, you both want personal revenge. You know, and Kyle got in the middle of him, you know, shooting Kyle. And, you know, and pretty much he's like, get the fuck out of the way, Bobby. You know, he's like, you know, like, he killed, like, he was pretty much like, you know, he killed, what was her name? Luma? Yeah, I think it was Luma. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But it's like, he killed Luma, you know, and he deserves to fucking die, the piece of shit. And like, Bobby's like, no, if you kill him like this, all of this would be for nothing. We gonna get his ass, but we gonna get him another way. So pretty much he gets Max up out of there. And then finally Dale comes back and he sees that his ass, that Kyle is completely fucked up. And I was here for Kyle getting fucked up because Kyle has done so much bullshit. Kyle needed, you know, somebody to beat the shit out of him. But you know that Kyle's an evil bastard. So that shit, he gonna shake that shit off. But yeah, Max fucked him up. So he pretty much goes to help Kyle or whatever. And he says, what the hell happened? Because Dale just went outside to have a smoke. And he come back in. All of a sudden, oh boy, fucked up. And he's like, what the hell happened? And Kyle lies and says that I tried to buy some drugs and it went bad. And he's like, I tried to buy some drugs and it went bad. And don't you fucking judge me. I was like, Kyle, you still being an asshole after you got your ass whooped? Shit, he should have put a bullet in your ass. Because Kyle's evil to the core, child. And of course, Dale wants to call the police, and he was saying, no, don't do it. You know, he just asking for Dale to help him. And then we go back to damn Kareem and Sharon. And I will say after this scene, Sharon is another one that's on my list. Because all of a sudden, you know, Kareem, because they didn't have sex, and, you know, of course Kareem is glowing because, you know, Sharon got that good, clearly. And he's like, you know, I love you. You know, we fit. We're meant to be together. And then Sharon is like, I like you very much. And he's like, I just don't understand, Sharon. Why not me? Why him? Why not me? And she admits, you broke my heart. And he's like, honestly? And she says, yes, honestly. I don't fully trust you. And she says, I never would have met Barry if I wasn't missing you. So you mean to tell me, Sharon, that all this damn time Barry was a rebound, and you kept him in you kept Kareem in your back pocket, hoping that things will change and you would run back to Kareem. But the reason why you've been hesitant is because you don't trust his ass. What makes you think you can trust his ass now, Sharon? That's why I'm like, yeah, Sharon on my list, because Sharon is full of shit, and she been playing these games this entire time. So you really never loved Barry. Barry was just a rebound guy because you couldn't be with the guy you wanted, which was Kareem. Because she even said, like, when, you know, before they had sex on that counter, that, you know, no one has ever had sex with me the way you do. So clearly, Kareem is the one she wants, but we come to find out that Kareem that Kareem and that Pickle is notorious out here in these streets because he's a playboy. He had all these different females and all this shit. And he's like, you know, but you can fully trust me. She's like, I don't know about that. You a playboy. I don't know if I can. You know, he's telling her to move in and I'll show you that you can trust me. You know, and she says, well, what about your other? He's like, you don't know, but let me show you that you are the one. You know, and he says that, you know, with all these rooms, we can make a nice nursery and all of that. And I'm like, oh my God, this dude is pathetic. And Sharon is just as pathetic. Y'all two deserve each other because both of you ain't shit. I was disgusted with that. So I'm like, you just been playing with that motherfucker the whole time, you know, saying that I just got with him because I was missing you. So all this time, Barry was just a fall guy for the for the both of y'all bullshit. So we see that Bobby and Max are in the car on their way back to the cabin. Max is mad as hell. And then Bobby's like, look, I want to get him too, but we need to do it when it matters. And he's like, yeah, you talking all that shit, Bobby, but he didn't shoot you now, did he? And he was like, yeah, but you lived. And he's like, and she was like, he killed my partner. He's like, I get it. He's like, no, you don't get it, Bobby. She was more than a partner. She was my friend. Like, you think these people are going to stop him? They won't. And then he pretty much, you know, it's like, so what's going on with Lily? And then Bobby, like, you know, she's one of us and everything. We're you know, everything's good with that. And I think so too. So then we see Sam and Victoria, you know, pretty much Sam is like outrunning Victoria in his suit and his, dress shoes and everything. He's literally outrunning her ass because he's Secret Service and, you know, Victoria just talking all this shit. And he's like doing all this running with her. So they're kind of bonding a little bit. And he's like, you know, so ma'am. So he keeps calling her ma'am. And she's like, you know what? Won't you just cut the ma'am shit? And she kept saying that, you look, we're professional, ma'am. And he's like, you know, Victoria. And he's like, and eventually he calls her Victoria. And then she's like, I know you like me. And he's like, but we're both married. And she's like, yeah, you know, we're married, but shoot, my husband cheats on me all the time, so that don't mean shit to me, really. But then he was saying, can I say something to you off the record? And she was like, sure, go ahead. And he goes in, he's like, that was some bullshit what you did. Made me sit there and you up there making my wife all upset. You know, that was weak as fuck, and I didn't appreciate that shit. You know. And pretty much she just says that, look, and then he was like, but she's like, but come on, you mean to tell me that you're not attracted? And he says that, yeah, you're a beautiful woman. And she was like, yeah. And I want to see you naked and I want you to make love to me. And, you know, I want to see how big and huge, you know, it really is. And I'm like, oh, that damn Victoria is so damn trifling. Like, she just has no cut cards with how much of a thirsty slut she is. Just a dumbass thirst bucket. Crazy as hell. And pretty much he's like, look, I'm here to do my job and that's it. We're not going down that road. But he lets her know, you cannot do that shit anymore. Do not try to make my wife upset and stop playing these games because I'm not going down that road with you or whatever. And then they decided to go for another run and she thought she was going to outrun Sam, and Sam immediately And he was running backwards, damn it. I'm like, he SS, girl. That man is military trained. You ain't gonna fucking outrun his ass. But that shit was funny because he let her have it. Like, bitch, you was wrong as fuck. So then we see that Barry starts responding because you remember he went viral, you know, asking about, you know, Callie and her whereabouts. And he comes across Dickon. Now, Dickon is one of the members of the Ragadushi cult on Ruthless. And I just love how Tyler is, because, you know, Ruthless pretty much, you know, is a spinoff of the Oval. And actually, I have a coworker at work who is a big fan of Ruthless. And I really didn't get into it at first, but more and more, I'm definitely think I'm gonna tune into it because they're now in the second season, and I've just been hearing some crazy shit about this show. And also, shout out to Mr. JTV; he's a fan of Ruthless as well. And he's been giving me some tips on what's been going on. So even though I haven't watched the show, I know a little bit that what's been happening. But pretty much, he pretty much reaches out to Barry, and you know, he pretty much says, "Do you, you know, can we meet up?" And Barry Barry be doing too damn much. Barry's like, "Hell no, I want to meet with you. What the fuck is this?" And he pretty much says that, you know, the cult is in Rockwell, Virginia. And he pretty much lets him know, I know where your daughter is. You know, you sure you don't want to meet me? And he was like, hell no, I don't want to meet you, bro. Like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm like, Barry, you done put it out there, and now you got somebody who's giving you somewhat of a lead. You need to go see what it is, but due to the fact that it's Deacon, I think you might want to have you either somebody with you or you may need to have a piece, because we've seen Deacon on Ruthless. That damn Deacon is a ruthless motherfucker. He really is. And he's like a mastermind, he's like a mastermind con artist. So he pretty much says that, look, you need to meet up with me, and if you call the police, they will kill her. So we're going to see what's going to happen with that. And then even after they finish running or whatever, you know, Sam and Victoria go in and she gets some ice cream and she's still flirting with him and she's laying it on thick. And I'm like, that damn Victoria ain't gonna stop until you shoot up her club and bring rain into her desert, because ain't nobody, because pretty much her crabs are carrying canteen and they need to be hydrated. So she's not going to stop until somebody rains on her parade. Nasty slut. Anyway, moving on. So then afterwards, we see that Sam leaves and he runs into Alonzo. And pretty much and then Alonzo's like, you know, I turned the cameras off in the kitchen. And then Sam was like, looking at Alonzo, like, you got something to say? And he was like, yeah. Priscilla's been calling you nonstop, and it's an emergency. So I was like, yeah, you getting defensive because, you know, in a way, we kind of seen that in a way you are kind of feeling Victoria's crazy ass, but boo-boo, you get caught up in her web, you're gonna be in a world of trouble, bro. So you need to work that out. But then again, Priscilla and this fucked up attitude she's having, you gonna make it easier for him to fall into her trap. Just saying. So then we get a scene with Hunter and Ellie. They are literally screwing on his desk, you know, and he's like, come on, let me finish. Come on. She's like, SS is right outside. He's like, it don't matter, you know. And then he tells her, I want you to hurt me. I want you to bite me. I want you to make me feel. And I'm like, oh, boo-boo. Pretty much Ellie is the new Denise. She's nothing but a sex toy who gives him torture, and then he can kind of do degrading shit to her. Like, boo-boo, that's the reason why he put you in that position, sweetie. That's what you are. You're like his new personal sex toy. Because Hunter is pretty much a sexual maniac. And I wonder where Jason got that from. Alright, so then finally Sam comes home and him and Priscilla talk, and pretty much she confesses to him that Jean's dead, and Greg went into her apartment and it was ransacked, and then Sam was like, I'll talk to Greg, and she says he's dead too, and she gets very emotional, and she wouldn't let Sam touch her. She's like, don't touch me, don't touch me. Maybe that's the reason why he's got a hard on with Victoria, because you won't give him something he can feel to let him know his love is real, bitch. So, and then all of a sudden she's like, and by the way, where the hell have you been? I just been calling you and calling you. He was like, I was at the White House. And she was like, what the hell were you doing at the White House? You had already left. He said, I had to go back because the first lady wanted to go for a run. And she's like, oh, this bitch wanted to go for a run, and here you go running back to her ass. And she puts him on the couch and shit like that, you know. And she's just screaming at him to get out, you know, go on the couch, Sam. And then I was just like, wow, like, Priscilla, you, in a way, I mean, I'm just going to keep it real. If you was actually serving the eggplant, Victoria wouldn't have a chance, honey. So you are you're not the only one responsible, but you are one of the people who are responsible. Because he's responsible because clearly he's got an itch he wants to scratch, and Victoria continues to throw herself at him. Eventually, you know, there's always, see, the thing is that Priscilla don't understand, there's always some skeezer, some hoe or some stunt that's trying to get your man. You know, there's always somebody trying to put in the application for what's yours, honey. And you clearly have taken your shit for granted, and now you still ain't getting it. Like, you just need to handle your man and give your man something he can feel. And they still ain't done it. And then you mad that, I'm like, Victoria's a hoe. Like, she ain't getting none from her husband. So now she's trying to say, hey, I can play the game too. I can have somebody else that I can mess around with. And she's set her sights on Sam because we know Max turned her down. And this time she not going to let up on Sam because she knows that Sam could possibly be had because Sam is looking to satisfy that angst. And due to the fact, Priscilla, that you aren't satisfying the angst, you're leaving room for another woman to mend it. And then you ain't helping because you still got a fucked up attitude. Shoot, both of y'all all hot and bothered. Y'all just need to sweat it out, honey. And then it'll all come clear. Take my advice. So then after she puts Sam out, she sees on the news that they literally set this up as a murder-suicide. So they pretty much know that, yeah, that whole situation ain't adding up. At least they came to agreement on that whole situation ain't right. Something ain't right with that. And they're right on with it. So then we see that Bobby and Max have now got back to the cabin. Bobby reaches out to Lily. You know, they discuss Kyle. And she's saying that, you know, he's like, well, I guess what we had is over, huh? And she was like, yeah, it was fun while it lasted. She says, I want to try to make it work with him. You know, and he says that, look, I love you and I'm here for you. And I'm always here for you. And she was like, well, what about your wife? You need to love her and be there for her. But he ain't thinking about his damn wife. He in love with Lily, child. And we know Lily got feelings for him too. But then again, is Lily really trying to play this game because she's really trying to get away from Donald? So she's trying to get in, you know, so she can find her way out? I think in time will tell. And then Max and Bobby and Max actually talk, and pretty much they pretty much discuss that Diane is gonna see Donald the next day. And we all know that Donald got a plan for her ass, so we gonna see how that's gonna play out. And then like this shit was funny too between Bobby and Max, because he was saying that, you know, I mean, pretty much he was like, yeah, I beat the shit out of Kyle's ass. But then like Bobby was like, he was drunk though, and he was like, do you really think it was a fair fight? I mean, if you was gonna really fuck him up, you should have got him when he was sober. And he was like, what the fuck you mean, dude? I'm injured. He's like, really, dude? With that nipple scratch you got? I was cracking up at that. I was like, look at Bobby up there. And he's like, and Max was like, man, won't you go in the house and leave me the fuck alone? Shit. Like, the two of them are a mess. So pretty much, you know, Kyle starts questioning Dale, like, so you didn't see anything? He was like, I didn't even hear anything. I just saw some guy walk past or whatever. And he says, look in that drawer. And as soon as he saw that drawer, he saw a badge and a gun. He's like, you know what? I'm about to get the hell up out of here. I ain't with this shit. He's like, no, I'm with the SS. Look under there. And there's a picture. Is that the guy? And it was Max. And he was like, yeah, that's the guy I saw. So he pretty much is still trying to flirt with Dale, asking him to help me or whatever. He even kind of bent over the tub and was like, I was like, you know, take off my clothes and you need to take off yours too. And Dale's like, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to help your ass. So that was going on. Then we get a scene with that damn Alan and Jason. Jason comes back. You know, before Jason comes, Alan texts Ellie saying they need to talk or whatever. And he pretty much, you know, Jason shows up and him and Alan go back and forth. And he was like, what you doing still up? And Jason was like, insomnia. My brain doesn't stop. You know, and he tells him, I like to follow my dad, you know, around the White House. You know, he likes to bang broads like that whore press secretary. And you just see that damn Alan gets mad as shit. And he's like, you know what? He's having sex with her right now. You know, I actually got, you know, the master key from the former SS. He lets his ass in and Alan sees Ellie screwing Hunter. And Hunter's like, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. What the fuck is this? And you just see Alan fuming like shit. And then Ellie's just looking like, got you, bitch. He caught you right in the act. So then the last scene, we see that Barry meets up with Dickon. And Barry's like, where's my daughter? Where's my daughter? Dickon opens like the van or whatever and throws out this black bag on the ground. She says, she in there. And that's where the shit ended. So is Callie dead? Or is she in that bag but she's sedated? Because we know that they was doing all that shit up in Ruthless. So we just got to see the next episode to see what's going to go on with that. But that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, get down in the comments and let me know your thoughts. This episode was really good, and I'm waiting to see what happens next. So until next time, everybody, take care.